Hi and welcome back to this channel. In this video, we are going to talk about switch case structures. In our previous videos, we said that there are three types of selection control structures in Java. We talked about the first two of these selection control structures, which are the if and the if-else statements. Now, the third selection control structure is called the switch case structure. One of its particularity is that it does not require the evaluation of a logical expression as compared to the if-else statements. The switch case structure allows the computer to choose from multiple alternatives or options. Here on the screen is the syntax of a switch case statement. So now let me explain the various elements in this statement. First, what we need to note here is that these words, switch, case, break, and default here are what we call in Java reserved words or keywords. Secondly, just after the keyword switch is what we call the selector. So in a switch structure, in a switch case structure, the selector is evaluated first, and its value is used to determine which action statements are selected for execution. Also, the value returned or the value stored by the selector must only be of type integer, byte, short, or character. So that means that if the selector, for example, is an expression, that expression must return an integral value. And also what you can note is that this selector can be either a variable or an expression. Next, after the selector, we have the keyword case here. And following the keyword case, we have a value. And this value is sometimes called the case label or the case value. So this case value is making reference to whatever the value the selector may store or return. So this is making reference to whatever value may be stored in our variable grid here, which is our selector. And also what we can note is that a specific case value must appear only once in a switch case structure. That means that we cannot have two case values that are the same. For example, here if I change the character B by character A, you will see that I'm going to get an error, and what the error is saying that we are having a duplicate case in our program. So I need to change this like this. So following the case value, we have our action statement. This action statement will be executed only if the value of the selector, the value stored in the selector, is equal to the case value that we have here. So whenever the value stored in the selector is equal to each of these case value here, then the action statement associated with that case value will be executed. And as you can also note here, we have the possibility of having more than one action statement associated with a single case value. And we also do not need to use curly braces to turn multiple action statements into a single compound statement, the way we used to do that with if statements. So next, after the action statements, we have the keyword break down here. And this keyword is used to exit the switch case structure. I will talk to you in much more details about the importance of this keyword in the next video. The last element that we need to talk about is the keyword default here. So this keyword default is used to determine the statements that will be executed whenever the selector value does not match any of these case value. So that means that whenever the value, the character stored in our selector here does not match against these case values, then we will have a default action statement that will be executed. So basically in our example here, what is going to happen is that we have declared our variable grade. It is of type character, so it's going to be used to store characters. And that variable grade is used as a selector in our switch case structure. So whenever the value stored in the selector grade matches against a specified case value, then the appropriate action statement associated with that case value will be executed. So for example, here we are storing the value A. If we run this program, we are supposed to get these two action statements executing. If I run, that's what we are getting here. Your grade is A. You are a first class student, corresponding to these action statements. You will see that if we change the value stored in grade by character B and then run, we are supposed to get your grade is B. If we say C here and then run, your grade is C is what is showing. If we say V and then run, we will get your grade is D, because D is corresponding to this case value here. But then if we store a value that is not corresponding to any of these case values, you will see that we will get in our console our default action statement. If I run this, you get the grade is invalid. Why are we getting this? Because the value stored in our selector is not matching against any of these case values. Alright guys, that's it about the switch case structure. In the next video, I will talk to you about the importance of using the break statement function in a switch case control structure. Thanks for viewing. I hope this video was informative. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more. Let's meet in the next video.